Hi again, boys and girls. I'm going to read another book to you today about helpers in our community, and this one is all about police officers. Meet Anita. She is a police officer. She helps to prevent crime and keep people safe. At 7 o'clock, Anita arrives at the police station and changes into her uniform. Anita's hat, suit, and badge make up her uniform. Her uniform lets people know that she is a police officer. In the morning, the officers have a meeting with the sergeant. He tells them about any crimes that have happened and what their jobs are today. Anita goes out on patrol in the town. The traffic is very busy outside the local school, and the children cannot cross the road. Anita stands in the road and holds up her hand to stop the cars. "I don't want you to be late for school." "Thanks, officer." Then Anita gets a message on her radio. Some computer games have been stolen from a store at Hall Street. When Anita arrives, the storekeeper is waiting outside. "Officer, 2 boys stole some computer games. Please start from the beginning and tell me what happened," she's saying. The storekeeper tells Anita that one boy asked him for help while the other boy put the computer games in his t-shirt. When the storekeeper saw this, the boys ran away. What did they look like? One boy was wearing a red t-shirt. The other boy had red hair and was wearing a purple t-shirt. Back at the station, Anita calls the local school to see if anyone was absent today. "Thomas and Ross Green aren't at school." "Thanks, Miss Nakata. I will go over to see their parents." She's investigating. On Anita's way to the Greens' home, the car in front of her doesn't stop when the traffic light turns red. Anita turns on her siren and follows the car. This tells the driver to stop. "Why didn't you stop at the traffic light?" "I'm sorry, officer. I was trying to swat a wasp. I didn't see the traffic light turn red. You could have caused an accident. Next time, pull over to the side of the road and stop the car first." Outside the boys' house, Anita sees Ross and Thomas. "Thomas, Ross, I think we need to talk, don't you? Let's go inside and speak to your parents." Uh-oh. Anita talks to the boys and their parents. The boys admit that they took the games. "Stealing is wrong. People can go to jail for it. Instead, we'll take the games back to the store and tell the owner that you are sorry." "Yes, officer, we are very sorry. We'll never do it again." And that's the end. There's some examples of words that they used, like accident is a car crash, jail, a place where people who break the law are kept, patrol, when an officer walks around to make sure there is no crime, police station, a place where police officers work, prevent crime, to stop someone from doing something that is against the law, radio, equipment that is used to send spoken messages, sergeant, an important person in the police force, siren equipment that makes a loud warning noise. You've all heard that before. Stealing, taking something that isn't yours. And traffic, cars, buses, and other vehicles on the road. Uniform, a type of clothing worn by police officers. Now this book is very cool. I'm actually going to show you, if we flip it around, it has 2 stories. So both of these kinds of community helpers are called first responders. This is a firefighter. First responders are the people that you call first when there's an emergency. So let's learn about firefighters now. Meet Jack. He is a firefighter. He helps to keep places safe from fires. He also puts out fires. Jack arrives at the fire station and changes into his uniform. At the fire station, Jack wears a blue uniform. When there is a fire alarm, Jack puts on a fire suit, a helmet, and heavy black boots. His uniform lets people know that he is a firefighter. Joe, the watch manager, checks that all 6 firefighters are there. First, Jack and the other firefighters have to make sure that everything is working properly before the next alarm bell goes off. "Everyone's here. Let's start checking and cleaning the truck," Joe says. "Yes, sir." Later that morning, Jack puts in a new smoke alarm for Mrs. Patel. He shows her how to use it properly. "Once a month, you need to check it works by pressing this red button. You must also change the batteries twice a year." "Okay, thanks," Miss Patel says. Jack goes back to the fire station for lunch. Just as he's finishing his sandwich, ring, 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 it's the fire alarm. Jack and the other firefighters put on their helmets and rush to the fire truck. Dover Street School, there's a fire in the kitchen, Joe shouts. Jack drives and puts on the siren so other cars on the road will move out of the way. When they arrive at the school, the children are standing quietly in the playground. There is smoke coming from the building. Carl talks to the teacher to find out what happened. Is anyone trapped in the building? Carl asked. No, all 75 children are out. Jack, Peter, and Lucas put on air masks so they can breathe. They crash through the kitchen doors. They can hardly see because the smoke is black and thick. Look, it's coming from the ovens. They spray water onto the flames until at last the fire is out. Outside, Jack and Lucas put the hose away. Peter and Max look to see what started the fire. They also check that the building is safe before everyone can go back inside. Thank you for coming so quickly, the teacher says. Not a problem. Jack feels a tap on his arm. Please, sir, can we climb into your fire truck? Jack laughs. Not today. Maybe another time. So the words that we might have seen in this book are air mask, something that covers your face and gives you extra air to breathe. Alarm, equipment that makes a loud warning noise. Siren, equipment that makes a loud warning noise. It is usually used on fire trucks and police cars. Smoke alarm equipment, that makes a loud noise when there is smoke or fire in a building. Station, place where firefighters work. Uniform, a type of clothing worn by firefighters. And watch manager, the officer in charge of the fire station and the other firefighters. They also sometimes call them a chief. So that's all about firefighters and police officers. What are some other jobs that are in our community that help us out? Think about that this week.